the extra stage bosses in the first Touhou game with remixes of their PC-98 games.
Alright, yes, what beats you over there?
Why don't I have art? I feel so rejected.
Because you're a mid-boss and no one loves you.
Guys, they have the same problem.
Yes.
You should have a support.
They don't even have names, at least you got a name.
Yes.
No, what was the other one?
Daiose.
Yes, you back there.
Why didn't you guys go over Scarlet Weather Rhapsody or Iso Tensoku?
Because the guys that do this with us normally down in Boston couldn't make it to Otakon.
And I can't play fighting games.
Yeah, TLDR, there are fighting games as spin-offs of Touhou.
And they have lots of bullets in them.
And everything is actually good.
Woo! Yes, you over there.
The Touhou wiki is
Yeah, Touhou wiki.
Yeah, it covers it pretty thoroughly.
Touhou wiki's very useful. There's Ushimura, the image board. There's what else is there? There's Gensokyo.org that has a whole bunch of domains. Again,
And translation patches and that kind of stuff.
Everything.
There's basically a huge plethora of English websites. If you want image boards, there's like 5 of them. If you want like a roleplay forum, there's at least 3 of those. I'm not right one.
Patrick.
Each and every last one of you, who is your least favorite character from Touhou? Any Touhou?
Oh, yes. We got this question on in Boston. It took to me. It was I was the third panelist in line. It took to me to actually name someone. So we'll see how that goes this time.
Down the line. Wait, I'm gonna move down to the other end of the table before I answer.
The question was each of all of us. Who is our least favorite Touhou?
I have a lot of least favorites. Let's see, who do I hate? I hate... Aaron is probably my least favorite, but I'm not a fan of many of the characters of Aente because I think they're all retarded. And I really cannot stand Nue, who's the very last boss in UFO. But UFO sucks, so...
Alright. We are all aware of who I was cosplaying yesterday, right? I've been Yugi Hoshiguma for about a day and a half. My least favorite character, and I apologize to the 2 that were with me at the photo shoot today, my least favorite character is Parsi Mizuhashi.
Oh my god, Percy.
You're just jealous of her good looks!
Yeah, I was not a fan of stage 2 on the whole the first time I went through SA, and I was just not a fan of the character design. She never ever grew on me.
Considering that I was cosplaying Aaron yesterday, I
hate you and everything you stand for.
I have to give an equally sized fuck you to because she's one of my favorites, although that's
she's an old hag. Not that I have anything to...
She might be canonically the oldest Touhou character.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've cosplayed Yukari, who's another member of the old hag club, so I really
in terms of a character I dislike, it's pretty short list, but far away on the top of that list is Romilly Scarlet.
What? Really?
Oh yes, that is not the reception he got in AB. AB's crowd was dead for that, and I was so disappointed.
You know, that's the exact type of reaction I would expect. I mean, because she deserves to be booed. She's a spoiled princessy brat who has the body of a 10-year-old and behaves like it's the same. And deep down, she's a blood-sucking parasite, which is exactly what I expect from my ex-girlfriend.
I abstain because I love all of my creations equally, especially Aya.
Before you go, I remembered something.
Yeah.
I hate Sakuya.
Sakuya,
who is of course one of like the main characters. I hate her. She has no personality whatsoever. Her design is awful. She's totally subservient to everything Romilly wants her to do.
You are so full of hate. And that's why I moved down.
I'm a love-hate person. I love a lot of characters. I'm very indifferent towards only a few, and everybody else can go suck it.
So, now she's full of hate and rage, and that's why I moved down to the other end of the table, because my least favorite character is Yuka.
Genocide is all the same, it doesn't matter whether it's humans or Makai.
And the reason is specifically because my favorite character is Alice, and Yuka's like a giant bitch to Alice.
Yeah, but Alice deserves it.
Moving on before disaster.
Guy in the front.
When can we stick my friend here to be in another Touhou game?
Never.
Touhou specifically said he likes making new characters, and if he dragged in somebody else, he'd be like, where were they? But then in the very next game, he brought in Sanai, who he said, well, I can't make her a player character because she's a god. Well, next game, she's a player character, so who knows?
I kind of think of Mima as the Latin of Touhou characters. She was very big and very important, but now she's very gone.
I think the best comparison I've heard about Mima and her fan base is the Mima fan base is the equivalent of the Tupac Shakur fans who is still alive.
Alright, let's get this chick in the gray.
Oh.
Anyway, so where are the men in Touhou?
There are three.
There are three, yeah.
Actually, yeah, Corian, stand up, please. So this is one.
There's one.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
That's Morichi Narinosuke. He's the shopkeeper that I was talking about. He's a half yokai. I'm blocking that out of my mind, please. Canonically, there's also Genji, who's the turtle that Ringu rides around. There's also Yoki, who Mako here was cosplaying as yesterday, or earlier today. And he's basically
It's Yoma's grandfather.
Whoa, actually,
What about a certain
A certain cloud with huge fins.
Inside.
rabbit guards in Silent Sinner and Blue, but nobody cares about that.
Also, I would like to provide my explanation for why Touhou doesn't have any boys. Are you all familiar with it?
Can you get my
Okay, so Touhou is like Italia, but for boys. It's a series that features lots of little girls with very few men, whereas Italia has lots of little boys with very few girls. And the world is kept in balance.
You know, I just realized that the Yoki cosplayer has gone to Moko, so there really hasn't been much of a gender change there anyway. And I assume that nobody else I'm hoping for from this game. First of all, I'm hoping for a second Churno theme, because it's beloved Tomboyish Girl is nice, but I think at this point it's kind of run its course. I'd like to see something new, like how Sakura got Flowering Night, and that was really nice. The other thing I want is Dialse back.
For those uninformed, 12.8 is
Fairy Wars.
yeah, the great fairy lords and Churno's declaring a war on them. And,
So it's basically the idiot ranking the pranksters.
yeah, it's Churno has shenanigans in the game.
Yeah, Churno Shenanigans in the game is a great way to describe it. Spy.
Question and a comment, if I may. Well, first off, isn't Arian older than humanity itself?
Possibly yes. She's probably based on Omoikane, who's like one of the oldest of the Japanese gods.
And just for those who are unfamiliar with just how much Touhou music there is, I have found several torrents that are over 500 gigabytes of nothing but Touhou music.
Yes, not here. Sorry, we do not endorse piracy because
official stats do not.
Yes, but quote unquote the lossless torrents are absolutely humongous.
Hundreds of releases a year.
Oh, wasn't there another booth where there were selling Touhou music and not just Indane this time?
I remember Mad Gear was also selling the games. If you want to buy the games, Mad Gear and Himane, there might have been one more.
So check out the dealer's room tomorrow.
Yeah. And buy stuff from them.
And spend your money.
We take credit cards. If you run home quick, you check your mailbox, you've probably been pre-approved for 3 more.
Alright, over on this side in the front.
Does it still take foreigners?
He doesn't. I don't think we've ever seen him say he hates foreigners. He just doesn't really care about the foreign fan base. I mean, Zoot's attitude to doing what he does is he's like, yeah, I like making Shrine Maiden shooting games. I'm gonna make Shrine Maiden shooting games. If other people stop liking Shrine Maiden shooting games, I don't care. I'm gonna still keep making it. So yeah, basically he's, you know, he just does his own thing.
All right. One last question.
There's one over there.
Oh, way back there.
Hi. Where would you suggest somebody who knows very little and is very interested to start?
The Touhou Wiki. Yes.
Touhou Wiki, but as far as games go,
Imperishable Night, I would say.
That's
the easiest one.
I started with PCB, and I'd say probably either PCB or Imperishable Night.
So they're both still, actually, yeah, PCB does make a good follow-up.
Fun fact, the first time I won CC Touhou, I did not know how to focus.
Wow. Yes, Perfect Cherry Blossom or Imperishable Night. That would be game 7 and 8 in the series.
But the wiki does have a lot of information about the gameplay. So if you're interested in how the systems work, you know, how best to use them to your advantage in playing through the games, there's a lot of good information there. There's also a lot of information about the backstory and the characters and all that stuff.
All right, thank you very much. It's been fantastic.
Hey! See you later.
That looks like Danielle right there.
And so day 2 concludes. Onward to day 3.